Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, and Traditions Healthcare Hospice. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of enhancing quality of life, we have Dr. Ginny Veloz here, who is the owner of Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Good morning, Dr. Veloz.
Good
Welcome to the
morning.
Senior Hour.
Thank you. Glad to be
And
back.
speaking of quality of life,
Yes.
yes,
Hearing aids, hearing.
yes,
So important.
absolutely
So
important.
Yeah. I was just on a very interesting webinar yesterday about a new hearing aid that's coming out that has something that no other hearing aid has, and it's using a type of artificial intelligence that it takes in all the chaos of the sounds around us and it puts it into order that our brain can understand.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence is being used by a lot of the hearing aid manufacturers these days.
Because that sounds like something in outer space.
It does.
What?
It's using the computers to help, facilitate the way the hearing aids work, which make them work faster and better, which takes more of the strain off you and your brain to focus, to strain to hear, which allows your brain the option to do what it's supposed to do, to hear, to understand, to make sense, to think something's funny, to think something's sad, to react appropriately. So the more the hearing aid can do for you, so you don't have to use your brain power just to hear, it frees up that area of the brain to do what it's supposed to do.
So, by the use of computers?
Yeah, a hearing aid is a computer. A hearing
Okay.
aid is a computer. It's worn at the ear level. It's very, very small. People ask me a lot, why do these things cost so much? And that's a very valid question
Oh,
because
yes,
hearing
it
aids
is.
are expensive.
'Cause my husband had them, and they were extremely
expensive, right?
Oh, yes.
So we're taking the sound, all the sounds around you, and we're splitting it up by frequency. So what's a bass tone? What's a treble tone? What's at what level across the piano keyboard are certain sounds falling in? And then we're amplifying certain sounds so you can hear better. And we're taking away certain sounds or lowering them so they don't interfere. And then we're taking the volume of the sounds, whether they're very, very soft, we want them to be audible. We want you to hear loud sounds loud, but we don't want it to hurt you.
Okay, what sounds are you pulling down?
A lot of times people will say, "Oh, I was sitting in the kitchen eating my breakfast, minding my own business, reading the newspaper, and I heard this rumbling noise come out of nowhere. I couldn't believe it. What was it? It's the sound of the refrigerator turning on. Just that motor, that low pitched noise.
Okay.
We don't want that out, we don't need that, right? That's not something that's so important. So we're going to bring that down a little bit so that it's not overwhelmingly loud for you."
That's interesting because one of the things that always startles me, and I just got a new Keurig coffee maker, and it's a 1 cup, and I put the water in and the little coffee thing, close the back and then close the front and push the big button on top, and there's total silence. All of a sudden it goes rrrr, and it startles me every single time. I keep thinking to myself, Barbara, you know what it is. Don't jump. But I do because I'm fixing my toast or cutting my strawberries up or something, getting ready for everything to come together so I can take my breakfast and go outside and read my papers and have my kitty cat with me. But when that noise comes on, it scares me every single time. And I'm thinking, why don't you get used to that?
Well, for you, if wearing a hearing aid, that sound might be a little bit more accentuated. So for you, we might take that particular sound and turn it down. Somebody who
I
is
see.
well trained at programming hearing aids knows how to do that. They know how to do that.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
we're trained, and we spend a lot of time learning when the patient says, the newspaper, when I turn the newspaper page, it's like,
Sounds like an
explosion
earthquake.
in my
Yes.
head. I know what that means and where on that piano keyboard to turn down so it's not quite so loud for you.
Interesting.
So it's a very
Interesting.
personalized thing. Some people love that sound. They like that crisp. I want to turn that page and I want to know I turned it, They like that loud, crisp, crunchy sound, and they want a little bit more of it maybe.
How interesting. Well, my hearing is great. I've always had good hearing.
Good.
And the slightest noises
Yes.
wake me up in the middle of the night. The
Yep.
slightest noise. Even my cat going from my bed to my bedside table, and she drinks water out of a cup there. And I hear her go, glump, 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 glump,
So, yeah.
And it wakes me up,
I often hear people say, Dr. Veloz, I just want to hear the birds again. Can you make me hear the birds again? And I say, okay. So we put hearing aids on and I send them home, and they come back and they go, Dr. Veloz, make the birds go away. Make them go away. Okay. Whatever you'd like.
Make the birds go away.
So
That's one thing I would not want, is to have the birds go away. Except the crows. Oh, those crows are horrible.
Yeah.
The sounds. And especially when you have 3 of them and one of them's a baby, and you've got 2 adults, they screech at each other. Like, leave my baby alone. Don't you dare go near my baby. And
Oh.
I mean, it's as though they're fighting.
Oh my.
Their noises are so loud.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot because I have a lot of very, very tall pine trees along the side of the house and trees along the back. And they get in there. And then the squirrels start fighting.
I like that sound. The little squirrel growls.
Oh my goodness. They just screech at each other. They're
So,
funny.
Imagine those sounds little by little going away, and you're not hearing them quite like you used to, and you probably wouldn't even pay attention to it. You wouldn't even notice it.
True.
And then one day, boom, they all come back, like full on. And then you're like, oh, I remember this. Yeah, I don't like this. That's why when we say hearing aids come as a blank slate, we use your hearing test as a beginning point to program the hearing aid, but it's a very personal thing. How well do you want to hear certain sounds? I like the sound of rain. I like the sound of my cat purring.
Mm-hmm.
I like these sounds, but there's certainly sounds I don't want to hear either.
Well, what was it, a couple of weeks ago when we had hail? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I went to the front door after I turned my alarm off, and I stood there and took pictures of it,
Yeah.
because my granddaughter, who lives in Norfolk, Virginia, she wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I sent it to her. I said, this is what happened at 12:30 tonight. She couldn't believe it.
Right.
But it was coming down so heavy. You could hear it hitting the ground.
And it
the whole
stayed.
yes, the whole street was completely white.
Yes.
I thought, holy Hannah.
So, yeah.
It was quite an experience.
Yeah.
And we haven't had anything like that in years in Santa Clarita that
Yeah.
I remember.
I would just like some rain. I don't need a lot. I just would like some rain.
Yes, I totally agree with you. We've gone too long without it.
Yeah.
And we really, really, really need it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
everything is so dry, and my water bill keeps going up and up and up because I have to keep everything watered.
I
Otherwise,
know.
everything's going to start dying. And what happened to the winter? I don't think the winter has come. I mean, we had a couple of, 3 or 4 weeks last year that were quite chilly. But good heavens, it's going to be in the 80s this weekend. And I'm thinking, what? In the middle of January?
Yeah.
Is that what they call climate change?
So, I don't know. Yeah, it would be nice. That would be nice. Have a little bit of rain. Because I like that sound.
Oh, I
Come
do too.
on.
I do too. And I have 2 big windows up above because it used to be an open atrium. And when my second husband and I decided to make it a nice big living room with a fireplace, we had to have windows in there. By permit, you couldn't have it done. And then the rain pit, 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 pit,
Nice.
pit on the top of those 2 windows, and it sounds so delightful. It really does.
Yeah.
And that's why we need rain.
Yes.
Yes. And we need to take a break, don't we? And hopefully Dr. Dorio will call in. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Hi, I'm Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
You just had an accident. Now what?
I'm Caesar from Body Shop 661. After you get into a car accident and call your insurance company, chances are they're going to send you to a cut-rate auto body just to save themselves some money.
So, what do I do?
Call me at Body Shop 661. Your car will get taken care of as if it were my own. No second-rate parts, and the job isn't finished until it's done right. Body Shop 661 handles all types of vehicles, foreign and domestic. Plus, I work with all insurance companies.
Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. On Ruther, just past Home Depot. Call Body Shop 661 at 251-2252.
This is Bradley from Santa Clarita Grocery, the all-volunteer grocery program serving children, families, and individuals experiencing food insecurities. Since January 2020, Santa Clarita Grocery has distributed 83 tons of fresh groceries to 4,465 families in the SCV. Santa Clarita Grocery is a drive-up, drive-through service with physical distancing in place to continue serving our community. If you are in need or looking for a charity to do the most good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery, one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. A full 99 cents out of every dollar goes directly back to the community. Santa Clarita Grocery operates on a 1% overhead and is sustained through private donations. Santa Clarita Grocery is at 21176 Center Point Parkway in the Oasis Furniture parking lot. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or Facebook at Santa Clarita Grocery to make a difference in our awesome town community. 661-425-7575. Be our guest and experience the difference.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. For a limited time, you can get a queen-size premium MyPillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. MyPillow is patented and adjusts to any sleep position. It's washable and dryable, comes with a 10-year warranty, and 100% made in the USA. I'm also giving you deep discounts on all my MyPillow products, including my bed sheets, mattress toppers, and bath towels. That's $29.98 for a queen-size premium MyPillow and deep discounts on all my MyPillow products. Not only are you getting the lowest prices ever, but they're going to make the best Christmas gifts ever. Buy now and I'll extend my 60-day money-back guarantee to March 1st, 2021.
Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
And now, a cooking tip from Keith Mowry from Bob's Country Meats. Ribs were made for the barbecue, but here's a great cooking tip.
The best way I like to cook the ribs is in the oven, cover them about an hour, 350, then put them on the barbecue for about 15 to 20 minutes, turn them a few times just to get them nice and brown.
Ribs, chicken, tri-tip, pork chops, turkey, steaks, even exotic game like buffalo and ostrich. For the tastiest ribs in town, visit Bob's Country Meats on Soledad in Canyon Country.
Your hometown station.
Life takes us in different directions sometimes, and we may not always have computer access for breaking news. KHTS has a solution. Text alerts. Breaking news you need to know about fast. Freeway closed? We'll text you directly. Emergency police activity in the Santa Clarita Valley? We'll text you. Sign up now for text alerts at hometownstation.com. KHTS has your back.
98.1 FM and AM 1220. Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jean Dorio,
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with Dr. Ginny Veloz of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center. And we have Dr. Dorio with us now. Welcome back, Doctor. We thought you got lost.
No, I didn't get lost. You know, I'm calling pharmacists up, and sometimes you're on hold for a longer time, and it's easy for me to hang up, but losing my place in line one. But then when it was, it's easy to do that if there's a time factor, but there was a huge time factor on this phone call, so I had to stay on the line.
Oh, okay.
So I apologize, to our listeners and you guys and Dr. Veloz about how why it took so long. But I'm not privy to the earlier discussion, so I'll just kind of see if I can flow in a little bit with what you guys are talking about.
Well, Ginny, it's all up to you. You can fill him in. We've talked about a myriad of things.
Yes, we have. Rain. No, we were talking about a webinar that I was on yesterday about a new way that hearing aids are going to begin using the computers and artificial intelligence. And this hearing aid.
Wow.
And hearing aids are using artificial intelligence already. We talked about that, but this one actually takes the sounds around you, which can be a myriad of chaos coming at your brain, and it forms a pattern and puts it into order so it's more comfortable for you, and it frees up your brain to do what it's supposed to do. Understand, retain, consider something funny or consider something sad, and respond appropriately. So it's pretty
Cool.
amazing what these things are doing. It's every time I think it can't possibly get better, it does. It's amazing. So
Well, and that's pretty neat. But I would hope that it would still, with the hearing aids we have, they improve in some way our quality of life, and reception of hearing the quality of life. Because when you can't hear an ambulance siren behind you, when your television is more muted than what you should be hearing, these are all quality of life issues that hearing aids and they're enhancing it, but we need to assure that it's utilized in that way, especially for those who we anticipate having poor hearing. This generation, recent generation, and even in my generation, so many listen to loud music and went to concerts and are feeling the impact of that now. And we're just seeing it far too often. And I'm just so happy that the technology, Jenny, is making a huge difference for those out there now, those seniors out there now that are trying to sustain their quality of life. So how do you foresee in the future, though, Jenny, that the general aspects of improving hearing will get better through the technology, of course?
we one of the biggest problems that people with hearing loss have, number one, is hearing and background noise. I have normal hearing. I have trouble hearing in background noise, So when you add a hearing impairment into it, and traditionally, hearing aids would sort of focus on what's in front of you and turn down what's around you. And we thought that was the best way to do it. But what happens if the waitress comes up behind you and asks you what kind of dressing you would like on your salad? You're not going to hear that person. So as we improve with hearing aids, we start to, certainly with this, computerized artificial intelligence being used, we're really not taking away sound, because we want to be able to hear sound in front of us, behind us, to the side of us, but we're putting things in proper order so that we can continue to hear everything around us, but focus more on what's important. And these hearing aids that are learning patterns are doing that for us. They're getting into different environments, and the computers are actually learning on their own what they should do. It's really amazing. So I think that as we get better with the hearing aids, a siren coming behind us or to the side of us to a hearing aid, that might be considered feedback. And we don't want feedback, so we're going to turn that sound down.
Yeah.
But it's an ambulance. We don't want that. So now the hearing aids are smart enough to know these things to help us hear better.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
How about though, Jenny? How about the other aspect of this with our older adults? That too often we are literally hearing seniors not being able to afford hearing aids, dental work or eyeglasses, and then it affects them. How do you think that in the long run we will make hearing aids more affordable for more people and make sure that their quality of life does not suffer?
We have hearing aids now. The hearing aids that we thought were the best thing ever are still with us, even though they came out 5-10 years ago. And we're using the best part of that with the best part of what we have now. And we really do have things that help every budget afford hearing aids. And there's starter hearing aids. There's hearing aids that, you have a very mild hearing loss, or you are more sedentary lifestyle, Do you need to have the best thing possible? Probably not. That's why this conversation of lifestyle is so important. It's not just what your hearing test shows, it's what your lifestyle is. If you're home and you watch TV and you live alone or you have your spouse, you may not need a hearing aid that's able to differentiate between a siren on an ambulance versus the music that's coming through the radio. If that's not something that you find yourself in, if you're home more. And so those hearing aids, the cost is dramatically lower. It's just a matter of having that conversation and being honest about what you need. If you're somebody who's out and about and you're working and on the phone and you're in meetings and you're going to, when we're able to, symphonies and theaters and, all of these very difficult listening situations, but you come into your provider and go, no, it's very quiet lifestyle. I don't really do much. You can't take a hearing aid like that and expect it to perform in all of these situations that you're in. So it's a matter of having that really honest, important conversation with your provider and getting what is affordable, to you.
Well,
What do you
can
think,
you buy hearing aids in Costco and places like that, big box stores?
You
Can you just go in and just buy a set of hearing aids and get them a heck of a lot cheaper than going through you as a professional?
You can't just go into some place like Costco and buy a box of hearing aids to take home.
Okay.
You still have to go through a hearing test, and you still have to have the hearing aids programmed for you.
Oh, okay.
Are
they cheaper there?
They're
The big
cheaper
box.
there, and that's a whole conversation that we may have. I have hearing aids that are the same prices as the ones at Costco. You're getting my services and my knowledge and my 1,000 years of education that it took me to get to where I'm at, as opposed to somebody who may just have a high school diploma and has taken a test and passed it. It's like we were talking about before you came on, Dr. Dorio. There's certain sounds that people want to hear and sounds they don't. Some people like a crisp, sharp sound quality to their life, and other people find that very annoying and obnoxious. So my job is to take where the hearing test in the computer says this is a good starting spot, and now I'm going to fine tune it for you, what you like. So that relationship between the patient and the provider are very, very important. Those conversations about what you like to do. Grandkids, I got to hear the grandkids. Other people don't have grandkids, so that's not their main importance. Theirs is music. I want to hear music. I want to play the piano. So that's where the provider becomes so important, and you want to know that provider has the education and the experience. Are you going to find that at Costco? I don't know. That's why you want to look at those letters after a provider's name and ask, what does that AUD stand for? AUD is a doctorate in audiology. What does HIS stand for? That's a hearing instrument specialist. That's somebody who's been taught to sell hearing aids. There's a big difference.
Interesting.
But what is the chance, though, that Medicare or Medi-Cal or Medicare and Medi-Cal might, in the long run, will pay for hearing aids? Would that be adverse to your thinking and the benefits that seniors might have in achieving good hearing through Medicare helping to pay for some of this? Because right now Medicare does not pay for hearing aids. If you go to sometimes an Advantage plan, the Advantage plan will entice you to get a hearing aid through them, but sometimes that isn't that great of a deal. It's like getting slippers or shoes with holes in it. You know, that's the way I look at it. Wouldn't it be better if Medicare were actually to pay for getting hearing aids so that people have quality of life, as opposed to not having quality of life and maybe getting into a car accident because they didn't hear the siren?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I would love for Medicare itself to cover hearing aids. And like you said, now you can get these advantage programs that say they have hearing aid benefits. The benefits are through a third party that work with somebody like me, which really ties my hands. I am limited to what they offer on their plans that I can offer to you. I'm limited in the amount of times I can see you. I'm limited to, I don't supply batteries to you for the lifetime of the hearing aid. That is stifled by that plan. So, yes, they offer hearing aids at a discount price. You're still paying for them. I would rather that come straight through me. I don't know why we had to go to these third parties where now somebody else needs to make money and have a hand in this process. It didn't need to happen that way. If Medicare could have made some deal with the providers ourselves, I think that would have been a much smarter way to go, though nobody asked my opinion on it.
So if you were to see Barbara and I standing in front of the government Medicare building with picket signs saying we want hearing aids, you would join us.
I would absolutely join you. Yes.
It's amazing to me that Medicare doesn't cover him, because I would venture to guess that probably as you get closer to retirement age or the 65, that your hearing does get limited.
And I believe
because of age.
Well, it's wear and tear.
Yes.
And I believe that's why they don't. Because imagine what would happen to the system if everybody...
They'd go broke.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's
now,
right.
Medi-Cal does pay for 2 hearing aids at no charge to the patient. You must qualify based on the state's criteria of what they consider an aidable hearing loss. And if you qualify, then yes, you will receive 2 hearing aids. Again, we're limited on what we're able to give. However, you come direct through me, you still get my services, my education, and everything that comes with being a patient.
Free batteries? Free batteries?
Not free batteries.
Sorry.
Not free batteries. However, a lot of these hearing aids are coming rechargeable. You don't need batteries anymore.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we can do rechargeable hearing aids through Medi-Cal, and you don't need the batteries anymore.
But it would definitely be to the advantage, I believe, that Medicare has a way of paying for hearing aids. We have something called durable medical equipment, DME,
yes,
which includes like hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, and there are criteria that one has to meet in order to receive these equipment. Plus, in addition to that, there's a limitation. I mean, you can't get a new wheelchair every year,
right?
And I think it's 5 years. So under certain criteria, we should allow it to happen as long as you can meet the criteria. And it works with durable medical equipment to a certain degree. I can't see why it doesn't work with hearing aids, that we can treat it almost in the same way. And same with eyeglasses. We can tell them, people every year should have an eye exam. And if the eye doctor says your eyes are getting worse, then they should be allowed to get a different prescription and not have to suffer trying to watch TV or read. Dental work is probably a different story because once you spip a person up, get rid of all the decay, educate them on keeping good dental health, then they might not be utilizing dental care at all, or at least for a long period of time. But these are all the areas that need to be looked at by Medicare to improve the quality of life for seniors. And more recently, not with hearing aids, but with dental work, I look in people's mouths, and over the last year to 2 years, I've seen more decay than I've ever seen before in the past. And it's because many of our seniors cannot afford to go to a dentist. And I just don't want to see that happen with hearing as well. They just refuse to go when, on occasion, you know this, Jenny, that sometimes it's just wax in their ear, and you just have to remove the wax.
Yep.
So there's a lot of problems that are going on that could easily be solved or helped with to improve the quality of life for our older adults. But are we doing that? Are we asking these questions? Or are we letting the bureaucracy answer the questions for us and diminish the quality of life for seniors in every community in this country? And that's kind of what's happening that I see.
Yeah, I see a lot of people not amplifying their ears because of the cost, which I have something for everybody. So whatever we need to do, I will help you do it and get you hearing again. If Medicare could do what Medi-Cal does and say, we're going to pay for, a very basic level of hearing aids for you, and this is what we're going to limit our expense to. And then what Medi-Cal does not allow is for you to pay above and beyond to get a better set. And I understand that because Medi-Cal is about, but if Medicare would say, we're going to offer you this set of hearing aids, if you would like to go out of pocket and improve it, then you can, but we're going to allow you this. We've got to get people hearing better.
Absolutely. We really do. And we need to take a short break. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
There are many memorable restaurants in Santa Clarita, but 3 words stand out from the crowd. Mom can cook.
Mamá puede cocinar.
Mom can cook, the best Thai food on this side of the planet.
Mama fait la cuisine.
No matter what language you use, Mom Can Cook says it all. Thai food at its finest, all your favorite dishes and Mom's very own original specialties. Experience it on Soledad by the Canyon Country Post Office.
Mama 요리가 좋대요.
Mom Can Cook.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
We salute our veterans who sacrificed for our freedom.
Santa Clarita veteran Bill Reynolds.
Each week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com, thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill takes the waste from our homes and local businesses and puts it to good use. With cutting-edge clean energy technology, Chiquita Canyon powers 10,000 homes each year by harnessing the methane gas from the landfill. So, the next time you wheel your trash can to the curb, feel good that your waste is on its way to making green energy at Chiquita Canyon.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill, our partner in sustainable living.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Dr. Ginny Veloz of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center. And we have covered an abundance of information.
We have. We
Isn't it?
usually do.
Well, that's true.
I love coming here.
Well, you're so full of lots of information, and this business about hearing from outer space, that's too funny. Which it isn't really, but that's what it sounded like. That's the only thing I identified with when you said that.
I mean, the important thing to know is that the technology is there, the education on my part is there. Financially, I will help you if, we just have that conversation, and I promise you I will get you hearing better. It's the only, it's there. You just need to utilize it. I don't know who's out there. I can't go and take you by the hand and bring you into the office. It's
but
here.
How about Jenny? How often would you recommend that people get a hearing test and assure that that there's nothing, that there isn't wax there or some deficit starting to happen or a trend taking place? How often should our listeners consider coming to the office and just having a regular hearing test exam?
Anytime you feel your hearing has changed, for whatever reason, my hearing, I'm not hearing quite as well, I think, in my right ear. I think my hearing is not my wife is really she's telling me I can't hear. You need to come get a hearing test.
But a lot of people don't heed that. A lot of guys will go, I hear fine. But shouldn't as preventiveness is that I ask my patients to eat right, to make sure they're taking their medicines, take their blood pressure, exercise, things like that. Shouldn't there just be kind of a routine checkup, a thought of that, as opposed to somebody saying, you're not hearing well, or, getting that kind of influence to go. But, just routinely saying, hey, I just better get a standard checkup. And I'm now 65, I'm on Medicare or whatever. I want a standard checkup.
50 years old, 50, you get your hearing screened for the first time, and then we'll decide from there. Yeah. But generally, I say as part of your annual physical, we'll see each other as part of your annual physical. Another thing I hear from a lot of people, Dr. Dorio, is I hear fine for my age. I hear that
That
a
is
lot.
funny.
A lot.
That's sad.
Yeah. So does that mean that because you're older, you shouldn't hear as well as somebody who's younger than you? Yeah.
That's right.
I hear it a lot.
So it's sad, but just we do think we're invincible to a high degree. We do feel that we're moving slower, our joints are creaky, and sometimes we forget a lot where our keys are, and a lot of flush the toilet or put the toilet seat down. So there are things that we do that say you are not invincible, but you just don't want to let things creep up on you to where it becomes irreversible, or the worst of all, creates a problem. And we've alluded to the siren and driving, but there are many other things that could, be a problem too. The wrong word missed watching television and the news. Somebody opening your back door and you don't hear it.
Yeah.
And an intruder. So these are all things that we accept getting older, but sorry, it's also not acceptable to at least make sure that the senses that we have are still intact.
I've noticed, I turned 50 last year, and I've noticed now when I go to my doctor, for example, for my neck, it seems to be, well, as we age, these things will come up. And I don't want hearing to be something that, well, it's expected, even though it is, it's treatable. I'm doing everything I can for my neck because I don't want to live like this forever. Just because, well, now I'm 50, so, hearing loss is treatable, and you can be doing a lot better.
Let me ask you a question. You're talking about some of these, you can see them advertised on TV, these things that you push the liquid into your ear to release the wax.
Please don't use those.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because it's you see it quite often on the television advertised.
Well, I think they're people are trying to bank in on over-the-counter hearing aids and things like that, and trying, people are getting older, and so, they're losing their hearing, so hey, it might just be wax, so buy my product. They're not safe. I don't even do that with my own ears. I need somebody who can see what they're doing. I can't see my own ears.
So you go to a professional.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So if people want to get a hold of you, they can call 661-388-4135. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And if your office is over on the Henry Mayo campus at 23861 McBean Parkway, Building D, was it?
Building D like David.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you for being on the show today, Jenny. You do an awesome job for the neighborhood and the people in our community, especially the seniors, bringing their awareness up front. And, once again, when Barbara and I are out picketing, you'll join us.
I will.
We'll make sure Medicare covers all of this for all the seniors.
Yes, I'll come dressed as an ear.
That would be lovely.
I'll be a lobe.
I'll be a chunk of wax.
We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, Traditions Home Health and Hospice Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.